All right, guys, we are going to be looking at Code Tracing Challenge, which is 1.5.1. I'm also trying to figure out how to get my toolbox to show up. So, code tracing. Um, you're probably going to need pencil and paper for this, so just get scrap paper out. So code tracing is really important. It's a technique that we basically simulate a dry run through the code or pseudocode line by hand as if you are the computer executing the code. So tracing is really beneficial for debugging or finding out what the code actually does. This is a skill that we are going to do a lot. So I'm going to go over two different methods that you could use to set up your tracing table. One is to create columns with your different variables and an output in the far right-hand column. The other one would be to use rows. So I'm going to try to write here for each one of these. So let me make my screen bigger first. Maybe I can't make my screen bigger. Okay. So basically, if I'm going to use the one here with the columns, I'm going to need to put in my value each time. So if I look down here, this is my code for this. So X is 0, Y is 5, Z is 1. Notice I'm not doing any system.out.print, so there is no output. Okay. Now, if I was going to have a second iteration of this, I would continue my box and make a second row, and then I would type in or write in my X value, Y value, and Z value. If I'm going to use the bottom way, X starts out to be 0, Y starts out to be 5, Z starts out to be 1. And then for my second iteration, I would create a new column. So up here, I would say like iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3. So I would really create like a table header up here. Or over here, I would say iteration 1 and then iteration 2. Okay, so basically a code tracing table is just doing a dry run without actually executing any code. So what you are going to do is you are going to trace through the program. So you're going to have to do this iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3 thing. And then you are going to write in your answers down here. So basically to type in your answers, I don't know how to get out of this. Not sure how to get out of that. So basically you're just going to type in X, Y, Z, and you could put colons or hyphens and type in your final answers. Okay. After you are done doing this code challenge, and by the way, feel free to do this with a partner or independently, don't care. And then after you're done with this, you are going to do the operator's maze game. And this is what is going to be in your Nearpod. So after you are done with the code chasing challenge in Roomstone, you're going to need to flip back over to your Nearpod lesson and complete the last two items there. And I will let you on your own read the 1.5.2 summary. Should be pretty cut and dry, straightforward. Have a wonderful day. Also, when you're done with the Nearpod lesson, to turn in the Nearpod lesson, you go until you can't hit the right-hand blue button anymore. So it'll automatically turn itself in once you've reached the very end of the presentation.